Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Hands up! Watch the run! Watch the run!
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here you go, 368.
To throw again, Dalton. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Monday. Shit. Solid, 5 down. Check 9. Jim. Hey. What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up? Safe. Check.
Now a give, right side. Grant. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. From the 36, Roethlisberger completes it to Corey Grant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
I'm going. Snickers, got spin. You got tight. You got these two. Check. Greystone, travel.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check. Double. Lucky. Check. Fresno. Focus. Fresno. Snickers.
They will run with Grant.
Switch.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Corey Grant His third touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Bengals take over first and 10. Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start first and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. 2-2. Move.
Dalton sets up play action. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go. Hey, watch the slip. Watch the slip.
Dalton here from the gun. Being chased out left. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They go play action here on 1st down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Come on, QB, come on.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And now this throw complete to Washington. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Keep it up, guys. Here you go,
Dalton bootlegs out. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
368.
On 2nd and 1, Dalton complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evident. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The sack by Jordan Willis.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Passing, it's Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So he needed a little assist from his friend, the right upright, but 3 points all the same.
Yeah, he's a right-footed kicker. Normally, you don't mess with the right upright as a right-footed kicker, right? You're trying to bring it back right to left. But in this case, he got the assist. Right was right.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
They're running it. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. That's complete to John Ross. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to the safety, Jesse Bates. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Check 43. Hey, watch it, watch it. Watch the ship. Double bump. Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. Going deep downfield for Ross. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Green. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Regular. Hey, 128. You remember me? You remember me?
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And Green with a catch left side. 15 yards on the play, first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again. Dalton. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Play action now. Dalton. And able to find Green. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. From the gun to give to Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order
that's caught at the 25. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, box truck. 57, Mike 57. You ain't going nowhere. Check. Cross. Check. Check three. Hey, alert three. Check.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Joker. He's checking. He's throwing that bench release and go. Hey. These two. Block 52. 52's the mic. I'm coming.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Geno Atkins got home that time.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Here you go. 368. 55.
Dalton, first and 10. Points the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up second and 4 at the 47-yard line.
4 receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. To throw here, Dalton. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
Third down. Third and 9.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Now they go screen. It's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll go as a 9-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Kevin Huber now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10.
57's Mike. Mike 57. I'm coming for you. Mine. Out. Kill.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
He's not going to get me. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Hey. 52. Jack 16. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. They frustrated these receivers tonight, really held down the passing game, but there got the penalty.
Fine line between aggressive, good coverage, and interference, and they crossed it on that play.
Go. Go. Check 37. Check 37. Check 52. Bang. Check.
They'll try to run it. This is counter. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point now by Boswell. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
Next to score, Steelers 14, Bengals 6.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Dalton here from the gun. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43.
First down, Bengals.
Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
It's second and 8 at the 4.
Dalton sets up play action. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing, Dalton. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Andy Dalton now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Easy. SOS. Solid, 5 down. SOS. Middle. Check 50, check 50. Rush in.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
52's the mark, boys. 52.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Dalton to the end zone, but it's incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Let's get up. These two. Slam.
Now a give, right side. Grant. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10.
Focus.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy.
Check 26, check 26. Check safety, check safety. Quarter. Switch. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Shit. Hey. Go.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or two if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
I got you. Check alert. Jam. 22 jet bomber. Hey, switch gears. Take 2 of them. Check.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes this a 9-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating, because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 50 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Wide open receiver complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now Dalton steps away to his left, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Sean Davis with a pick. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Check. Fresno.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Andy Dalton. That's complete. Bernard. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Big spot. Andy Dalton. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. All right, here's Dalton. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Artie Burns, former first-rounder, there to break that one up.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Dalton. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Steelers are close to finishing off this football game. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Steelers, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.